This is Expound, expanding your knowledge of the truth of God by explaining the Word of God in a way that is interactive, enjoyable, and congregational.
Good evening. Can I really fit a life-changing blessing into this little shoebox? Can a child really obtain a life-impacting blessing from this very same little box? I had the opportunity to experience this incredible ministry when I was in Vladivostok, Russia, and we visited some of the orphanages in that area. And most of us know how it goes. Children are brought into a certain area or perhaps a certain room, and the Operation Christmas Child representative counts to 3, and the kids just start tearing into the boxes and all that. And anyone who's ever had an opportunity to be a part of this ministry knows what a joy it is to be there when this happens. I recall seeing this one little boy who, he was a natural-born neat freak is what he was. While everybody else was tearing their boxes apart and just making a mess and stuff, he began very methodically taking out one gift at a time and setting it in front of him very neatly and getting the most out of each little experience. And as he did, each gift seemed to bless him in its own way, as if it had its own voice. And I would like to represent the effect that little boy had on me that night in my own way. And so the first gift he brought out might have spoken to him in a way like this. Then he pulled out another gift, and it spoke to him in a slightly different manner. And he brought out still a third gift. And as each successive gift was brought out, it seemed to complement and multiply its effect upon the voices that came before it. Now, while all this was going on, we could hear in the background the noises of all the children as they were tearing these boxes open and sharing their blessings with each other. And, oh, man, what did you get? Oh, look what I got, that sort of thing. And so that particular background noise might be represented by something like this. And still he continued to pull the blessings out of the box. Yeah, that's an espresso cup. They got Starbucks in those countries, don't they? And he was much better at hitting the bell than I was, too. And still another blessing. And finally, the box was empty. And the little boy was able to put everything in front of him and take it all in at once. And for this representation, I'd like your help. All I want you to do is snap your fingers, and I'll show you what you need to do, okay? Just like this. Wait. And I kid you not, when this little boy was finished, just as methodically, he took everything, and while everyone was still doing what they were doing, making a mess and having a good old time, he began putting everything back just as neatly and methodically as he had when he'd taken it out. And he was very meticulous and very careful to make sure it all fit. Certainly much better than I just did. And then he took that box and he held it to him. And while the other kids were still having a good old time fellowshipping and having a good time, he was perfectly satisfied to just sit there. And he had a treasure. And you knew his life would never be the same. So can I fit a life-changing blessing into a little box like this? Can a child obtain a life-impacting blessing from this little box? You bet. You bet. And you can be a part of this. We still have a display out in the Eastern Foyer. I believe November 21st is the last day we can turn in our boxes. As someone who's seen it, and anybody else who can tell you who's seen this ministry in action, it is an incredible platform for presenting the gospel for these children. When they're told that somebody they don't know loved them enough to give them this gift for free, for nothing. And you can imagine the hearts that are open to hearing the gospel at that time.